Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's live Q&A session with me and the lovely Mr. They're not lovely, that's probably not the right word.
Yeah, kind of.
Nice Mr. Chris Palmer.
There we go.
And sponsored by ODYS, who you can see above you if you're interested in age domains. Yes, there, Chris. But yeah, hello, everyone. We see there's a few early starters, live IRL fan, Adam Poland.
How's it going, guys? Gals?
How are you?
Maybe?
Guys, we are here to answer your questions, whatever it may be. No such thing as a stupid question. So make sure you do put them in the chat. But before we go to questions, Chris, that new drink, what the fuck is it?
Oh, this is a Bang. So cotton candy, Bang, 300 milligrams. It's it says right on there, potent brain and body fuel. 300 millis. It doesn't have a lot of those other chemicals, the ones that give you the real big spike. There's no sugar or anything. I don't drink sugar water.
Dude,
but there's some of those. What's that?
It looks vile. It looks absolutely vile. But you say there's no sugar in that shit.
Zero sugar. Yeah, no, I never buy them with sugar. Zero sugar.
Monster. Is that not full of sugar?
Always. Well, the ones I buy, I always go sugar free because like diabetes runs in my family, so I'm kind of cautious with the sugars and stuff.
Oh man.
Yeah.
We do have a question that's not SEO related for you, Chris. But Holly, good to see you, Holly. How's the weather in PA? She's coming there next week for Chazzy's Mastermind.
Oh, cool. So with that said, it's pretty nice. The temperature just started to lower. So I like hoodie weather. It's my favorite actually, as far as like being here, not Florida. So it's perfect hoodie weather. It's nice. I really like it. It's the best time.
Humor me here. Humor me. What temperature is it? Give me a fucking figure because it's like
So here, let me take a look here. So Tamaqua temperature today is, let me take a look here, 62 Fahrenheit. So Celsius is 17 Celsius.
Fuck, dude, that's like a hot summer's day in Scotland.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Oh, this is a nice, cool. It's nice out. I like it.
Oh man. Stefan is here. He looks as if he's in some cold place. Stefan, where are you? Glenn Art from Southern California. Tommy Finnan, you've got a pasty skin. You're in a cold place, Tommy. We know that. Stephen Stewart is in Scotland. Craig Mullins. I quit the rock stars. Been a couple of months, feel so much better. Man, I'm stopping the juice as well. Fuck that shit. And where do you find these beverages, Chris?
So I'm a bit of a connoisseur. I go hunting. What I found is the smaller it's probably not, the smaller the shop, generally they'll carry all different types. So Bang, there's all different kinds. I've tried them all. I think there's a reason why most companies carry Monster, Bang, and Rockstar. It's because they're like, the flavors are the best. They're the most consistent. I feel like I had a cup of coffee. Some of them you get them for $1 or they'll try them out. And they'll have really cool names like Ultimate Rush or something like that. Adrenaline. But they don't do anything.
Anyway, we've got questions, Chris.
Sure.
Serious questions, not about your drinks.
Okay.
Before we do that, Holly's saying it's about 40, 50 there. So 10 degrees warmer than Wisconsin. Yeah, that Wisconsin seems like a cold-ass place, man. Holly always looks cold, don't you think? Or
cold?
maybe yeah, Holly always looks as if she's got like a jacket on, really cold and shit.
Yeah, a lot of photos, either a hoodie or something heavier on. Yeah, that's true.
Maybe it's just a presumption by me, probably wrong, but yeah, Holly looks like she stays in some cold ass place. But Anono has just launched a new website somewhat recently. I was thinking of focusing on perfecting a few pages rather than have too many on the site. Do you think I should avoid getting links for a while? As I've heard, it's not good at the start and it looks fake to Google. Do you have any 3 big tips for me? Thanks. So, new website. he's going to add some pages to it. Should he be building links at the same time?
I would. Yes, I think it's completely natural to start acquiring links. Any successful or growing website is going to be acquiring links. I would just speed up the velocity a bit. So definitely I would. Other tips too, I heard something about the pages, expand the authority, expand the relevance, focus on quality, but build your links, build out more content, take care of the internal linking for sure.
Like all of this forms part of the process anyway, right, Chris? Like when I build a website, like I'll do my research and all that kind of stuff and visualize, what I'm going to plan out with the website in terms of pages and stuff.
Sure.
And then order the content or delegate that to a content writer. Then I will go and get citations and sort the GMB shit out, then go and get some good links whilst all that content's being done. So it is like I'm running around with a shopping list. So I think for what I would say to a nono is anyone who says it looks unnatural at the start, there is no right or wrong way to do it. I know guys who slam links at websites that are not even built yet, to the homepage and stuff. They start doing their citations, their GMBs, their everything else before the website's even live.
100%.
So I certainly think everyone's got different processes. Do not go by the understanding that, maybe Google won't like that or whatever. I think any website out there is going to have, a certain level of authority. And the only way you're going to get that is through building links. So whether you do PR, citations, guest posts, PBA, whatever the hell you choose to do is entirely up to you. But he or she also says, should I primarily focus on uncompetitive, low traffic keywords, Chris? Is that a priority, or do you mix that in with some highly competitive keywords?
Absolutely. I do like to target the longer type phrases as supporting content, but definitely it's gonna, the same amount of effort and to write a 2,500 word article that's going to bring in traffic over the course of time, or write a 2,500 word that is low competition. I like to do a little bit of both for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Why
Definitely
not?
Mix it up. For sure. Sebastian says he has some articles that are not indexed after weeks. He tried to submit, via the Search Console and build internal links to it. Any tips to get it indexed any quicker, Chris?
So, all right. So you took care of the internal links. You've submitted your sitemaps. You've ran it through the mobile search. You've created the HTML sitemap. Did you hit the HTML sitemap with links? That's it. Why don't you connect the site to the API, maybe run it through the API? I don't know, man. I think that's pretty much it. If it's really that crazy, then I'd start looking at page quality. Like if you're really having that much trouble, then I'd take a look at page quality and the rest of the site. Check some technical errors too. Like maybe there could be something really dumb. So that should cover everything, actually.
Mike Pierce, thank you. But Mike is also chipped in with indexation is super slow right now due to a certain update that they're rolling out. Can see that. My advice to people who are maybe in that position is carry on doing more content. It will happen. It's just a case of letting it happen naturally. And because Chris Palmer gets stuff indexed in 2 days on a regular basis doesn't mean that's the same for every website, but right. If you follow the steps and do everything you should be doing, it will get indexed. Just spend your time worrying about more content or more on page or whatever, or everything else. So
that's great advice. Worry about more. Yes.
That's it. I'm going to put up a slide tomorrow. Just write more on it. Just fucking more. Nothing
Everything
else.
More.
Yeah. More rocket juice or monster juice, whatever the fuck it is.
That's right. Ooh, monster juice. That's a good name. You should trademark that. Monster juice.
But talking about that, Live IRL fan says that you deserve an energy drink sponsor. I agree.
That's what I'm saying.
You're certainly a good advocate of it. So
For sure.
What is Chris Palmer most famous for? Is it talking about SEO, drinking Monster Juice, or being that fucking crazy bastard? Because everyone says, does he really like act like that, like off air and shit? And I'm like, yeah. And then when Brad told me the story of when he was leaving NFG, and he comes out the hotel car park, and you're just riding along like the happiest guy on earth on moped.
You should have saw me the night before when we went out for a couple beverages, and I went out joyriding. My first question was, what's the rules around here for riding these things intoxicated? Are you? Can I ride them on the sidewalk or in the road, or what's the rule here?
What do you drink as well, Chris?
What's that?
Do you have some beers and shit as well? Do you drink?
Well, if I'm out, it's socially, yeah, but not. I don't have beer in my fridge or anything. I don't drink every day. No.
Yeah. No, neither do I. Socially, I do it, but yeah.
Not every day. Like, I don't have any at my house, but on the weekends, like if my buddy wants to go out or something, I will. Yeah. Heck yeah.
Well, I just wanted to clarify that. I don't think. And Holly Starks is saying it isn't slow on Google News. And thank you for the donation, Holly. And William Jones, damn facts, Holly. So there is some facts going on there, but just scrolling back. Holly is always cold because she works in a basement. Honestly, I'm not sure. That's the kind of best half lie that I've ever told. Do you know this story, Chris?
No, I don't think so. I want to hear that.
We were at Chiang Mai SEO like 3-4 years ago, and Holly was talking, and there was this like agency owner there, and he's like, man, this fucking Holly's a dodgy bastard. Like, Holly was talking about she had people in her house, like homeless people or whatever it was, and they were doing some shit for her, and she gave them some soup or whatever it was. But somehow, after a few beers, that story get twisted into Holly having people working in her basement, like, and it was turned into homeless people, and she was putting them up in her basement.
Random.
So it was kind of a true story that was just slightly twisted over a few beers, and then we told a few other people that were just like, yeah, fucking Holly gets free labor. She's got people stuck in her basement, man, and people were like, oh man, what a dirty beat. Yeah, like, what a dirty so-and-so. Come on, man, what the fuck?
Working for a drumstick.
Yeah, so sorry,
come on, Holly.
I love that story, man. Dure Fuzzle, how to start getting traffic the fastest way when a site is new. 1-year-old domain without content. Or an example, when we have a landing page and they want to bring it traffic.
Well,
go, Chris.
Yeah, so a year-old domain without content. There needs to be more than one facet. You said there's no content, but I think content marketing is one. I think video is definitely the next. You can convert video into audio. That's the next. And then you should, on top of that, because you're doing the videos, you already have imagery. Just slightly make them longer. Now you can do some, pick up some keyword traffic from that. So you have images, you have videos, you have audio, and really it's very easy to do. And then you're running that content. So on a year-old site, I'd be focused on content, but then also those other types of distribution, I wouldn't hesitate on those, depending on your goals.
I mean, there's so many different things you can do to get traffic. For example, you look at, like, you and Willie had a webinar earlier, very specific to GMBs. Now, there's so many different ways you can get traffic, whether it's GMBs, whether it's local landing pages, whether it's social media traffic, whether it's paid traffic, whether it's something else. There's so many ways to get money or traffic and start to generate stuff. So you don't always have to think it has to be a landing page or it has to be this or be that. There's so many different things that you can do to leverage, a few thousand a few thousand hits a month coming from multiple traffic sources is going to get you off to a great start. So I wouldn't be thinking about the fastest way to do it. I would just, go away, watch the GMB thing, try and master that, then do that, then move on and move on and move on, so that you've got 3 or 4 different traffic streams coming in. And as Chris says, there's images, videos, there's so many bloody
Build
things
the
to
entity.
do.
Oh, and I saw you, by the way, you dirty dog.
What?
Dangling your freaking danglers. Oh,
What?
just slapping me around on that SERP. I see ya. Think I didn't notice.
What?
I see you over there. And then I go and check your insights. Just magically had a spike on that page.
Come on.
You bugger. You dirty
Cheers,
dog.
William. I just need you guys to realize there's life in the old dog yet. So yeah.
Well, if it's any constellation, is that a word? I wanted to see if it was true. Like, if I black out the words on a top ranking page, does it actually demote you? Like, if I do black on black, is it true? So I went to my number, like I think I only have 2 pieces of content on my whole site. One of them was ranking number 1. I blacked out all the words, and I wanted to see, would Google desert me? And the answer is no, but Craig took my spot.
You don't want to be trying things when I'm locked up, Chris. Like, I'm bored. Like, I was in 10 days of isolation, so I could play around with some stuff. But yeah, you can have it back.
All right. Yeah. Well, that's a funny thing though. But I was running that kind of in the background just to see what would happen. I just put black on black. You can't even see any of the text. Nothing happened to me. Well, I lost first position. That happened. But I'm number 2,
But yeah, at least you didn't get wiped out completely. So
I thought it was going to wipe me, to be honest with you.
I would have assumed it would as well, but
I thought they'd kick me right off, but that was an interesting any case, sorry to
Anyway, Adam Poland is asking, do you use wireframe software at all?
Obviously not, because I'm trying to think, what's wireframe software? No. I'm a simple guy. I'm a simpleton.
Yeah, I have no idea. Adam.
You always give those looks like, come on, Chris, you don't know.
Come on.
I'm like, Craig knows. I got to come up with something here.
Hey, man, I'll tell you a funny story. And Mike Pierce, if you're listening, this story is about you. So we were at that thing in SEO Underground a few weeks back, and a few of the UK guys are always like, that fucking Mike Pierce always talks about edging his links and shit like that. And I've said that to Mike before, and you know what Mike's like. He chucks a few words in and that stuff. So we were talking to a guy, and he ranks number 1 for SEO Consultant London. He's a reasonably good guy. He's young and all that. So we said to him, mate, are you edging your links? And he's like, what do you mean edging my links? And we're like, putting the links to the edge of the page because they move the needle. He's like, yeah, of course I'm doing that. And we're like, dude, you fucking you're full of it. Come on. So yeah, that was Josh George. Josh George like, yeah, of course I do that. And we're like, dude, come on. But anyway,
that up, sucker.
Adam Poland asked a question yesterday, and someone is spreading this stuff out there. Do you use a humans.txt file?
No. Humans? No. Never heard of it.
Yeah, I'm serious. If you go, even sent a link and everything. Some dodgy bastard out there saying, like, there's a humans.txt file now, and you have to add it so that Google can see this and that, and who built the website, and all of this nonsense, man. Honestly. But
maybe an author.
It is important that we don't get dragged down with these stupid jokes and stuff. Like that, there's people out there, like we were doing to Josh George, saying, do you edge your links, just to wind them up. We did tell him when we were winding them up after it. But wireframe software, I'm going to assume you're talking about web development stuff, which I'm assuming that is where that comes from. So that is kind of a thing, but not one that would have any impact in your SEO as such. Don't know if I said hello to William Jones already, but hello, William Jones. Hello from Holly as well. Holly is asking any good Black Friday sales that you guys know of. I keep being asked this question.
Yep, me too.
And I've got a Black Friday page that's going to have deals on it. I've had multiple people, including Matt Diggity and various other people, asking if they can be on it. I don't know what their deals are, though. They never drop the deal until like a week before. But Chris, have you got any deals coming up? Anything you can drop?
I mean, I'm just out of my personal stuff. I'm just gonna bundle some stuff. Plus, I was holding back some stuff because I have 2 new like trainings, and I want to bundle stuff together and offer it as a fair offer. But other than that, that's the only thing I got going. But I think they should sell stuff faster, though. Don't you? Because I would have, even me, I would have went out and bought something. Like, I'm dying to buy something, like if it's a deal, I want in,
Can I ask you a question? Like, when I know you earn probably more money than many other people now, but let's take you back a few years when you weren't earning big bucks and Black Friday come up. Did you go out with like a budget and say, right, I've got $500, I'm going to go and buy as much SEO shit as I possibly can for that, and then select from there what the best value for money was? How does it work?
Oh, that's always, I would always get ready. Like, if I knew I needed something, then I would be looking, like, say I wanted an on-page tool. Then I would get my list of the ones that I thought were really good, and I'd say, okay, if any of these go, I'm going to go buy it. Or if I wanted a new tracker, okay, these are the ones I'm looking at, I'm going to go buy it. So I always have like something on the back of my palette, like SEO Autopilot. I want to buy that, but I don't want to spend $1,500. So if they come out with something for the 5 to 7 range, half, then I'm in, So stuff like that, like I'm waiting for that, stuff like that.
I'm just curious because that's what I done. Like, I had a budget and I was just like, shit, man, like you, I need this, I need that, and I'm going to wait for a fucking deal on it.
1,000%. Absolutely. I'll wait, because I don't need it, but it would be cool to have.
But that's the thing. A lot of these tools out there, it's shiny object syndrome. You don't need half the shit you've got. I could guarantee you that all of the AppSumo shit that you bought on there and every other piece of junk you've got on that computer, you probably use about 30% of it.
4 programs, 5 programs. Yeah.
So,
and that's including tools. Probably 5, actually, daily users. You know what would be really cool? If SEMrush would offer a yearly plan.
Yeah.
You should kick that up to them. Like, take the $200 and like do a deal. Like, if you buy the year, we'll give it to you for this. That would be freaking.
Well, they do actually do that. If you pay in advance, you get a discount.
What is it? It's like 2% though, or something, right?
Nah, it's like 20%.
Oh, really? I didn't. Wow, I didn't know that. That's interesting. I'm thinking. I really like. You know what Mike got me hooked on, going crazy with, is those stupid link graphs.
Man,
dude,
like a bad man.
I used to see them on, like, I've used Majestic just for trust flow and citation flow, and I always saw that, but I never like I clicked it before, but I didn't know you could click and then click and then click and then change. Like, I didn't know. I just saw the graph and I was like, oh, that's cool. I didn't know you could like get crazy with it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's awesome, man.
Live IRL fan says you should have an energy drink review channel. Easy affiliate sales. Jonesy is saying Holly's network and great content plus Omega is a powerhouse. Omega indexer people. But the key part, and I'm not taking anything away from Holly's network, but you do also need great content to go on that network. So indexation and Omega can certainly help you with that. Anono, what are some of the things I need to make sure that I don't do with my site at the start? I'm sure you can easily spot why a website doesn't get traffic. Are there any common mistakes you see, Chris?
Not properly assessing the competition. If you're going to a SERP and like it's Amazon, Best Buy, Walmart, I don't know, the Home Advisor, like I'm looking at the top 8 results. You look at the history, they've been there for the last 2 years. probably not a keyword you should be targeting, you know? I think that's one piece. Also not properly assessing how big of a page or the type of page. You know, it's all location pages, and then you're trying to rank with a blog post. Those are things that I see a lot. Just usually simple stuff like that, though. Those are the ones that come right to my head.
Interesting. Hopefully that helps you. Willie is saying he's got a brand new international site, less than a week old, and already ranking in page 1 for a competitive term. Just ask CP. Is it the truth, Chris?
It is the truth. Yes, it is.
Good
Absolutely. An exact, but let's note it is an exact match domain. But still, yes, that is the truth. I always gotta you know,
give the guy some credit.
I gotta bust him a little bit.
Fucking Willie, get rid of him. Keith Evans says Holly the hoarder of homeless people. It's a bad industry for rumours, man.
Isn't that the truth?
Mike Pierce says marketing speak is fun for sure there. Yeah, man. Honestly, all the time people are just like, that fucking Mike Pierce especially. They're like, man, what the fuck does he mean when he says this and when he says that? Every time I'm at an event or with some of the lads from the UK, they're just like, what the fuck? And they're like, do you sit before the show and just make these words up? I'm like, nah. Everyone's got different vocabulary and calls things different things. So, yeah.
Yeah, because when you're thinking about it in your own mind, it makes sense to you. And then you just, I do that shit all the time.
Yeah. You've got to convince yourself you're intelligent. That's the most important thing. Holly's talking about putting a vector image, Chris.
You see black here?
Nah, not on there. She's talking about when you put black on your
Oh. Okay. Like, really?
The vector image for text, Google reads it, put that on 6 pixels. It will work.
Really?
Work in a good way or a bad way, Holly. Let's tank his rankings. I'll keep the position 1. I'm happy with that.
Well, I could find donors.
Rank and rent lead gen. Chris's energy drink has kicked in. It certainly has. He's looking a little rosy cheeked there and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, and two, like I saw my little guy this morning. I was like, I just woke up, you know.
So Adam Poland is asking about wireframes for a website design. Do you design some of your own shit, right, Chris?
No, I'm horrible. I beg them not to let me, but sometimes they're like, no, I don't care. I'm like, all right, dude, it's not going to be good. I promise you that. The structure will be good. The SEO will be good, but the design, I'm horrible. I think blocks are cool. But with that being said, no, I've laid out how I do things. People tell me I'm a simpleton all the time. Like I literally take an Excel sheet. Green means top level page. You know, darker green is going to be the next level down. Informational content is going to be blue. Like I just color code an Excel sheet and I run across like this and I put my keywords in. I put the word volumes. I put the keyword difficulties. That's how I do it. I'm very simple. Or a Gantt chart sometimes, depending on the VA that I'm handing it to. They like it certain ways. But other than that, it's as easy as possible without spending money. That's the truth.
Said from a true type SEO guy. Crazy Gamers is saying he doesn't have money to practice SEO. What should he do? So we've all been there, Chris. We've all been poor trying to learn SEO. What did you do?
Well, for me, and I think everybody's game is different, but for me, yeah, I'm frugal. No one would ever know what, you know, I might have tons, right? But for me, it's about whatever I'm getting, I want to maximize. It makes you a better SEO because if I can produce the same result in a faster time for cheaper, who's the better SEO? So I think it's a good thing. You know what the processes are. You have to start taking your shortcuts. Shortcuts mean gray hat, I guess. So you can get high powered links that are cheaper. You know, you can get content and optimize it yourself and produce it cheaper. You can do things cheaper, but you're going to have to spend some of your time. That's all. I hope that answers your question. But you're gonna have to have some money. Like you don't have to buy WP Engine hosting. You can get a VPS or buy a dedicated and launch 20 sites. You know, there's a lot you can do. Just make a jump. And that's it. I don't know.
Oh, now you've got to scrimp and scrape. We've all been there. And then once the money starts coming in, you can reinvest and do things slightly better and stuff. But I didn't come from money. It was all hustle with me and Blag. So
that's it, man.
If I can do it, anyone can.
Absolutely.
Magic PR is here.
Well, that's actually, I mean this with the utmost respect. There's a lot of guys in third world countries doing excellent work, and they don't have anything. And these guys are killing it, you know? So, dude, if they can do it, you can certainly do it for sure. Absolutely.
But good to see Madge from magicpr.com. Check them out if you're interested in PR things in the UK. Gary Farmer is here, my arch nemesis on FIFA. Omega should have a Black Friday sale. You know what these Greek guys are like, Holly? Elias, man, he doesn't like fucking discounts. Nah, I'm only kidding. He's a good guy. Mike is asking, does Amigo still work like it did? Yup.
Does it?
Yeah, man. Well, it does for me. I can only talk about my own experience, but Rank and Rent Lead Gen says Omega does need a sale. People ask consistently and I've no idea. That's solid, Mike. Absolutely solid. And Holly is saying she sends thousands there a month. Honey, does Money Robot, is it worth it for second tier link building, especially for local SEO keywords business?
I'm testing that out literally as we speak. I'm doing it for a different market though. I don't know about that or for link building or anything like that. I'm looking at it for another reason. I don't know about for keywords and organic. I'm looking at it for a whole nother reason. But I did bite the bullet and buy it though. I was convinced enough looking at others to see what they were doing to buy it. So yeah, I built like 768 of them Web 2s. I'm working on getting, once I get 2,000 up with enough variation, then I'm going to launch the test and I'll do it in front of everybody too. So I'll let you know my results.
Keep your eye out on Chris's channel, guys, for the results. Mike Pierce says thank you. Willie says yes, thousands and thousands. And yes, it does work like petrol on a fire, Mike. Honey, we've had a couple of hundred servers running out of Money Robot automation, but they're sitting inactive since they're not needed and cost more than placing. That's a good point. Is Money Robot giving you the return in terms of the time and effort that you do it, or would edits be better and move the needle more? So, yeah, something to think about. Holly Stark's got some killer Black Friday sales for you, Chris. What about me, Holly? Fuck. And it is a pack of news websites on sale, Holly. Haha. Might cash out Shib for some.
Yeah, Holly probably thinks I love Holly. And that's she I think she's getting to know me a little better. Like that's why it's because the pricing is like, you know, I'm used to buying links for $1, you know. I'm getting like, you know.
Oh man. Here is a question, Chris. Have you ever heard of Review Bra, also known as the Report of the Week? Young guy in a suit reviewing fast food, 2.5 million subs. Chris should do the same for energy drinks. So
I learned early. I'm scared of moving. I just stay in my lane. You know, I don't know, man. I just do what I know. I do that, and then I might like, I don't know. I was thinking about maybe doing some like Bitcoin or something, like a live, because that's kind of fun. But I was like, nah. The only thing I'm gonna branch out and do is once little guy talks a little bit better, I am definitely like I've been training him little by little to video cam him. That I will do. You know, get toys, go play pirates. I want to put him on as early as possible. For
Yeah.
sure. Oh yeah.
Money to be made. That homeless story, by the way, it wasn't just me, Holly. I'm taking the blame here for something that Dooley and a whole bunch of other dodgy bandits were involved in. And I might have suggested it, but you know what them motherfuckers are like. They run away with it. And yeah, if you want someone to know anything, tell Dooley, man. It'll get out there. It'll get out there fucking faster than Omega Indexer. That's all I'm going to say. Mike Pierce bought a homeless once. You bought the full guy or woman. And I think this is for you, Holly. Do you accept SHIB? Are you into this crypto stuff, Chris? Is SHIB crypto?
I am to a degree, but I don't like crap coins like that. I'm not into that kind of stuff. Like the Doge and the SHIB and all the. I like Litecoin, you know, but no, I make very small positions over a very short period of time. Yeah, I'm just looking for quick wins. You know, I got a little bot that runs. I make my little bit of money and I'm happy. That's about it.
YVRL fan says he's put 1K into SHIB and sold it for 10. Good job. And Craig Mullins, you sold out too early. That's why I can't be doing with that game. You fucking don't know when to jump and when you don't. So it's like gambling for me. Stay clear of it because I don't know enough about it. Stefan, I've seen a few people putting schema in seed data tags lately. Any idea why?
Seed data tags. I'm not 100% sure about the seed data tags. So I can't answer that. Maybe I do know it. I'm just not coming to me off the top of my head.
And I'm the worst guy in the world to talk to about schema. As much as schema is important, I'm still a lazy bandit and only got certain amounts of schema on my website. Something I do need to get my finger out and delve into more. But yeah,
is it that important now? I don't know, man.
That's my thing. Like for many years, I've sat like, I can't be asked. Is it another one of those things? I mean, you can get extra wins from it for sure, but I'm the same boat as you. Like I'm not that fucking fussed. You know, my websites do well without it. So
yeah, like work versus against award or reward and time frame. Like, plus I've seen on sites where I'm killing it, add a boatload of schema trying to get some wins, and then it dwindles me down. I'm like, I think it really depends on what you're doing.
Yes,
I wouldn't do it to every site. No way.
What you say is it's the time against the rewards, and you can spend a fuck ton of time, you know, checking out your schema and adding FAQ schema to every page or whatever you might be doing. Is it going to bring that much more traffic? That's the debate I've got with myself. I know I'll probably get battered now by the schema fans.
Yeah, I know.
But no disrespect to it, but I just can't be asked. I'm a lazy bastard when it comes to schema.
Oh yeah, I'll implement it if the budget's right. You know, if I'm going to get paid per page, sure.
Well, you get someone else to do it.
Oh yeah, it's just a template.
I get Ryan Durrani to do a lot of mine, so yeah.
There you go.
Someone that actually, he's got more patience than me. I've not got the attention span to sit there and fuck around with it.
It's a lot of time.
But crazy gamers, should we do blog commenting for building links?
I think that's up to you. I think some relevant blog comments can be okay inside of a profile. I wouldn't base my whole link building process off of it. Do I utilize blog comments for certain elements within a campaign? Definitely. It's definitely not it's not a cornerstone of the process, though. No.
What I would say to anyone who thinks like that, obviously people will mention blog commenting. I've done it myself, and I've been attacked. I've been laughed at by people saying, "Fucking what year is it? You know, you're still talking about blog comments." It serves a purpose, but it is not a cornerstone of any link building campaign. It is merely just a small little part of the process that some people use. So do not focus heavily on it.
I dig them for citations. You know,
Yeah.
If I'm trying to get some index, sure. If I'm trying to expand proximity for a listing and I'm building out unstructured citations, heck yeah. But as far as like pointing them directly to a homepage, probably not, unless they're very niche specific. Like on Neil Patel's blog, I got a link. Sure.
And why not? If you get
why not?
Link on Neil Patel's, why the fuck not?
In the blog comment, no follow, but it's still Neil Patel. Why not?
Adam Poland is going to use Excel in the future. Thank you, Chris Palmer. Arbitrage design. I'm not going to dig any more deeper into that, but yeah, what he says is always a good thing. Live IRL fan is going on about the stuff that I had known nothing about. Sell shit on Fiverr is always a good place to start from Mike Pierce for Crazy Gamer. And go and get your Craigslist gig hustle on. Were you ever selling shit like that on Craigslist and stuff, Chris?
Not in the past, but not. It's changed over the time, so not recently, not in the past few years, no.
But you did sell on other platforms, right? Black Hat World and shit like that. You sold gigs, yeah.
Absolutely.
That's all. Is money still to be made there? Decent money, or is it a pain in the ass?
It's a pain in the butt. It's a pain in the butt, but there's definitely money to be had for sure.
And contacts to be gained, experience to be had. So probably a good place to start, right? We'll reach we undervalued Chainlink. No idea what you're talking about, Live IRL fan. I know as much about Chainlink as I do about your Vietnamese phone farms. And buy a domain, rank it, use it as a case study, get clients, roll that way over to your own assets, rank and rent, affiliate, make content. What that man says is right. Make your own money.
That's right.
Holly Starts, have you tried experimenting with the community tab? I heard they're a bit big exploits, haven't figured it out yet, but a lot of people are sending traffic that way. Chris, you use the community tab on YouTube?
I do periodically. I've had mixed results as far as traffic is concerned, nothing major. Now sending it through to another asset, I've had good success as a good referrer, but other than that, not so much.
Interesting. Omega had a deal last year on Black Friday, so hopefully they have another one this year for you guys.
Yeah,
I will chase Elias up and see if we can wheedle a good deal out of him. Rank and Rent Lead Gen lives in South Africa. I flip stuff at auctions to fund my SEO. You can do it. That's it. It's buying and selling and all that stuff. Flipping websites. I love it, mate. Absolutely love it. And hopefully you keep going with it, mate. But I've seen some people with a channel with no uploads and get like 100k votes. It is crazy. So Live IRL Van is always looking at exploits on YouTube, which is always very interesting. Mike Pierce is saying that it's working well. Spot on CP.
Yeah, Litecoin's sick.
Stefan, are you talking about text target tie-ins? That had closed up. Thank you, Radu. I am feeling better, not 100%, but feeling a lot better. I felt like absolute shit yesterday, but feeling better today. Schema will limit your ability to spread visibility. See, the thing is, my fear is it's a lot of us older guys that are saying this who just don't want to do any fucking work. Nah, I'm only kidding. Schema is the most important part of SEO. No, it's not, Adam. A lot more important things than that. I've got websites that have zero schema that make a fuck ton of money, so I would have to disagree personally on that. But is it important?
I think it plays a part. I don't know if it's the most important though. I don't know about that. It's a piece. It's one piece of a puzzle, depending on the SERP.
But content writers are always going to say it's all about the content. Link builders are always going to say it's about the links. You've got to do a bit of everything.
I like the content. That content one is a good argument, though. You know, that's pretty.
Well, if you don't have content on there,
you got something there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that probably wasn't a good suggestion. But hey, can you get Ryan to do my work too? Ask him, mate. Ask him. He's always done a good job for me. Mr. JP, how are you, buddy? Hope you're well. CBD Cakes is asking, have you tried Ted Kubaitis' SEO volatility reports yet?
Yeah, I had the pleasure of not only seeing it demonstrated live before it went live, but I also got the pleasure to having a report ran yesterday by Mike. So yeah, I witnessed it. I enjoyed it. For me, it doesn't fit into the WEOL, but it's definitely a cool tool, though. Definitely, you know.
I seen it for the first time yesterday. I didn't have that much time, but it's something I will look into. I think Ted is a proper data scientist, is probably the best word you can say. An absolute genius at what he does and the information that pops out. So, guys, do check it out. SEOvolatility.com. He was on yesterday with Mike and Brad yesterday, showing the tool what it does and some examples of some searches if you want to check that out. Arbitrage free services for Craigslist gigs if you have zero cash. Simple money. Ryan Pelleter, I want to make multiple location pages. What's the best way? Example, if I wanted to do SEO services / London, etc. So what way would you do that, Chris, if you were going to have multiple SEO services pages? Would your URL structure look like SEO-services / London and then continue to change that for each area, or would you do it slightly different?
So I've had success both ways where, you know, you're putting in the parameters like that. So SEO services / London / other city. But I've also had much better success by creating location-based. So SEO services London is so website.com / SEO services London, SEO services, I don't know, location 2, SEO services location 3, without, you know, showing less and less importance. So what I would do is I would make all the location pages, and then I would make all my service pages. And then based on those location pages, when you click on the location, it would take you to the location-based service page. So that way I can bulk out the website. I have all that relevance for the location data. You can get more pages. I think you can get much more traffic that way. It takes more time and it takes more effort, but I think that's a much better way to go. That's how I would do it.
Good advice as any. Guys, please do give a like on the video or a dislike if you don't actually like the content. It's always engagement either way.
That's right.
Crazy Gamers is asking, how can I master SEO as soon as possible? The only thing I can say here, Crazy Gamers, is I've been in this industry for nearly 20 years and there's still a whole bunch of shit that I don't know or not very good at. So there is no way to master it as quickly as possible. What I would say is people like Willie, for example, is niching down into the GMB space. There's other people who niche down into the link building space. There's people who niche down into very specific areas of SEO. I think you should do that rather than try to become a fully fledged SEO very quickly. I think you need to learn a part of it, expand on that and then potentially move on into other areas. But Chris, what would you advise? Because it's a tough topic. Surely, we could all sit here and pick holes in everyone's lack of knowledge.
For sure.
I could probably tear you apart on affiliate stuff because you're self-admitted that you're not heavily experienced in that space. So is there a quick way to master this shit as soon as possible?
Yeah, quick and mastery is two wildly different words. So the best thing to do is just start doing. But I think that you gave him the best advice is pick whatever, everybody might gravitate towards one type. And I think that's whatever you gravitate towards, learn that and then move forward. So I don't know what else to say other than that. Just start. But I would probably concentrate more on the on page. Concentrate on page, concentrate on technical first, foundation, the basics, master those, and you'll be ahead of 70% of everybody.
I was going to say, do you feel that mastering those areas and then you could potentially outsource the rest of the kind of link building or whatever, is that the best way to go for it to make a successful business?
I think so. Master the fundamentals, master what I know what a page should look like. I know what structure should be. I know what works, what doesn't work. I think that's once you get that down pat, then yes, absolutely.
Interesting. I like that. That's a good way of looking at it, Chris. Excellent example. Stephen Fletcher, I've managed to purchase a domain that contains the primary keyword search phrase for a particular industry. What would you do with it to help an existing website, Chris?
So you've purchased a domain that contains the primary keyword search phrase for a particular industry. What would you do with that? So you have a partial match domain and you want to know what to do with it. Well, does it have any equity? Does it fit into your business like right away? Or is it something that maybe you want to let age and utilize as a buffer or tier one? I think that's up for you to decide. If it fits right into your business, maybe you might want to launch it. It's always nice to take up more than one spot in the SERP. Maybe it might be an asset for you for link building. Again, that's up to you and where you're at as far as your campaign. But those are two viable options.
I know guys that have had two domain names just so they can run 2 pay-per-click campaigns, so they're grabbing more of the landscape just for that alone. So there's a multitude of different reasons where you can utilize that, but there's a lot of other questions that need to be asked. Does it have previous history? Is there something you can do with any of that history to help your own website?
Dude, Craig just dropped the freaking bomb on the boys right there. You just so slightly. You guys are gonna have to rewind that. That was a nice little gem right there, Craig.
Yeah,
that was a gem.
There's always gems. There's always gems. It wasn't that good a gem, really, was it? But
that was pretty good. I mean, on a scale from 1 to 10, it was a 7, 6.5. It's pretty better than average. Pretty cool little tip.
I'll go with that. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Wayne Vass, what is SEO?
What is SEO? I'm going for days about this.
So Radu, what would be the sessions path you would use for CTR manipulation on SERPs, and what would be the path for local?
The sessions path. Would you use for CTR?
I'm going to assume that he means the URL here. So obviously, I can't really. Yeah, he must be talking about whether it's a local landing page or whether it's a GMB. He's probably asking, where do you send the traffic to? Is it the landing page, the GMB, the CID, whatever information's out there? So I'm going to assume that's what you're saying, Radu, but clarify and then we'll answer it. We'll come back to that one.
Yeah.
I will run. Ryan is asking, will I run into trouble with duplicate content even if I spin it and write fresh? There's only so much you can write about a topic. So is that a way out, Chris, or hire another writer to offer a different perspective?
Yeah, I think there's always more you can write. I think you can always do gap analysis, and I always think that there's more keywords or more informational or larger silos. A good thing to look at is, I think Diggity put a name on it called the recursive keyword research, Recursive. Check that out. I mean, I'm that's been around forever, but it's something you can look up and see, like, dude, these are massive lists of like covering every single word that there is. So no, there's plenty to write about, I'm sure.
And I like that name, Diggity. Recursive.
Recursive, yeah.
That is a fucking good one, man. Hats off to you for that. Mike Pierce is saying, in Payday, we are running 2 local directories. Competitive market. Give me a second. I've just scrolled away. One subdomain and a locator on the root. So there you go. And Crazy Gamer, just do SEO. Trans Canada. This is about you, Chris. You're causing problems for trans in the house. His wife says he spends more time watching Chris Palmer than her. So shall I let her go, Chris? Listen, dude. There was a guy, right? I'm not going to say his name because he's a friend of mine and he's still with this woman. He was about to throw his girlfriend out because she was interrupting his flow of building PBNs at night time. This dude worked in an agency and then he was building these PBNs and shit at night. And he phoned me one day and he's like, oh man, this fucking bitch is doing my fucking head in, always moaning, want to go out for shit to eat. Like, this was like Saturday nights and shit. It's like, she's stopping me from building my fucking PBNs, man. And I'm like, do you know what? That's solid commitment.
Yeah, it is.
So, yeah.
That's the kind of guy you want to keep around. Like, he's ready to.
I'm not sure this guy actually got the PBNs built, though. I think he gave in and crumbled and dealt with the wife. But I like your commitment there, Trans. Couple of last questions. Eric McDonald, for e-commerce sites, is a content strategy such as a monthly blog post a good way for link building, or reverse engineer your competitors' backlinks first?
First and foremost, I'm not the e-commerce guy. However, though, whatever space you're going into, I would take a look at the top performers to come up with a blueprint or a plan. If I'm going into a space that I don't know, like e-commerce, I would take a look at top performers and figure out and map out what I'm going to do from there. So that's my best advice for that. But I would focus on both. So
yeah, hopefully that helps you. Holly's asking, are you going to Rockstars and are you speaking at Rockstars, Chris?
No, but I'm hoping to get in front of Dory though. I'm good. Maybe I'm going to try. Maybe not this time, but I'm going to talk to her no matter what though.
Oh, so you're actually going to the event?
Yep, I'm going to the event and I'm hoping to talk. That's on my #1 priority. Talk to Dory.
Dory will love you, man. Dory will fucking love you, man. She loves dirty dogs. I've
been trying to talk to her forever.
The greatest respect, by the way. Radu, we'll just cover this one off, and then we've got one more after that from Rich Devman. But what I meant with my previous question is, when you start a new session on a new device for CTR manipulation, what path do you follow in order to reach your website? Do you go via Facebook, YouTube, direct search, or whatever? So for CTR, are you funneling it through Facebook, YouTube, whatever?
It doesn't matter where you funnel it from, as long as it's a link that's already created for your site. So generally, I do like to send it through an authority source, but it has to be something that's pointing out the site, or at least a hop away. So yeah, I think you're on the right track there. But one of the best things that I like is creating awards. Utilizing press releases is the easiest. So if I can create an award and then funnel traffic through that asset back to myself, not only does that increase link equity, but it also, I think that's the best way to go. If you're going to be doing it, you might as well do it right.
And the last question to my good friend, Mr. Rich Devman, Mr. Paranoid here. Like, when I've been ill, he's messaged me every other day. Are you all right, dude? What a guy. absolute legend, and thank you for the donation.
I
But
see
yeah,
him a
what a
lot.
lovely guy. But he's asking, how important are AMPs in regards to ranking? Are we even still talking about AMP? That shit died. Like,
Yeah,
didn't even start. Like, when I first heard it, I was just like, fuck this shit, man.
I'm like, they have a cool logo. It's like a bolt. I thought that was cool. You know, I was like, hey, they got a cool logo. They're on their way.
One last thing I want to confirm to Adam Poland. Adam, it's not a waste of time. I just think you've got other things that you need to spend more time on first.
Correct.
Once the project's doing well, then you can focus on other small wins like schema and everything else. But will you ever get to that stage is the debate I have with my own projects, because there's always something else, a website blown up, a redesign, some other shit before schema kicks in, or a new project. So
yeah, I always forget that's a massive point there that you're making. Sometimes you know, schema is important. It's just not first. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
What's up,
And
Chase?
Chase with his cool picture, the best picture in SEO. Check out Mr. Chase Rayner, absolute legend of a guy, and an absolutely banging shirt. So, Chase, thank you very much. But on that note, guys, we are finished for today. We will catch you again next week. Do check out Mr. Chris Palmer SEO on his YouTube channel for updates and all the other crazy shit that he does. And if you want to keep watching him drinking, whatever that shit is, then get over there. But thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it.
Guys.
See you next week.
Thanks, Craig. See you guys next time. Goodbye.